Now, when we think of divorce settlements, we usually think of husbands paying money to their ex-wives. But with more and more women becoming the primary breadwinners in relationships, seems the tables are turning. It's being called the degendering of divorce, as women are ordered to pay support to their ex-husbands.
Hollywood led the way. Britney Spears has to give her ex, Kevin Federline, $40,000 a month.
Whoa, that was worth it.
Halle Berry was recently told to pay her daughter's father $20,000 a month in child support. Back in 2002, Jennifer Lopez had to shell out $14 million to her ex, Chris Judd. Gee, marriage is a good investment sometimes.
Sometimes. Family lawyer Fiona Reid joins us in the studio. Morning to you, Fiona.
Morning. Morning.
Now, I mean, how do courts here in Australia decide whether a spouse and then which spouse has to pay maintenance?
It's all about a balancing act between the person who has capacity to pay after they've met their own expenses from their own resources, balanced against the other person's inability to meet their expenses from their own resources. And the court would take into account the age and state of health of people, who has the primary care of children, and the disparity between income capacity, income earning.
Okay.
So if your ex-husband or your ex-wife still has a capacity to earn a lot of money, i.e. they haven't been out of the workforce too long, or the skills are there, or they've got the right networks, whatever, it may lower the alimony, or not be called alimony, but you know.
It might,
Spousal
and you may
maintenance.
have a situation where spouse maintenance is paid for a period of time so that someone can retrain, get back into the
Right.
workforce,
Yeah.
wait for children to get a little bit older, get back into school, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Okay. So right now, about 15% of Aussie women earn more than their husbands. That number, of course, is on the rise. Are you seeing more women paying spousal maintenance?
It really depends on each case, but essentially it is all about capacity and need. So if somebody has the ability, has the capacity to pay because they've got some money left over, compared to the other person who has a shortfall, then there might be an order for spouse maintenance. What we really normally in Australia, if either of the parties work at all, a spouse maintenance order is fairly rare. Normally, it is reserved for people who don't work at all because they have the full-time care of children,
Yeah.
or there's some health issue which means they can't work.
Yeah, and just to be very, very clear to our viewers who may not have been through this, the spousal maintenance is very different to the child support.
Absolutely. There is an obligation to pay child support regardless of capacity or need.
Yeah. Now, most men that you speak to don't enjoy paying spousal maintenance. But studies out of the US are suggesting that women like it even less. Is it just a case of, well, suck it up, ladies?
Pretty much. I mean, it's more about your obligation. If you've been in a relationship, a marriage or a long-term relationship, that gives rise to an obligation to support each other. So it's really a consequence of that more than anything else. So yeah, suck it up and get on with it.
Well, I mean, I think it's only fair.
I don't like this advice. Do
You
you?
don't- Well, you know, it's only fair if someone has sort of, you know, to their detriment, given up their career in order to do certain things that maintained the relationship and the family wealth in general, that they should be paid for that.
That's right.
You know?
Okay. Interesting times.
All right, thank you, Fiona.
My pleasure.
Interesting developments.